25th, 2024, and this is a select board meeting. I'd like to call this to order at 7:01 p.m. How is everybody?
Doing well.
Very good.
Awesome. So ordinarily we start with the Pledge of Allegiance, but we did lose a longtime citizen this past week, Ginny Richardson, who I have known my entire life, passed away. End of an era for the Richardson family. We don't have anything formal prepared for tonight, but Clyde had the store on Mass Ave where we all bought our candy when we were kids, and Ginny was the town clerk. They have blueberries, raspberries. They had a beautiful farm. So
I actually got my marriage license from her.
No,
Yeah.
Did you really?
In the general store on Mass Ave. That's where I got
How
it.
long have you been married?
A long time.
That was a nice way of asking, didn't you think?
Nice way to stay out of trouble, too.
Exactly.
Literally, you went to the general store and got your marriage license.
Yep, that's where we got it.
That's awesome.
Yep.
Oh, all right. Well, I'd love to have just a moment of silence for Ginny. Thank you. All right, so let's have the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Okay, so next on the agenda, public input. Is there anyone who has anything to share with the board? Seeing no hands, nobody in the audience, no hands. All right, nobody has anything to share. Okay, let's jump right into new business. All right, Mike, do you want to take it away?
Yes. So the second thing on your action agenda item is to authorize a bond of just over $1 million. And to sign that bond, we need signatures of the treasurer collector, which we will get. She's the one who's prepared this, the bond for us. And signatures of all the board members who are here, but then also there are several places where the clerk of the board needs to sign. Our clerk, as we know, is Priya, and she's out of country at this time. So the very first action item on your agenda is for the board to authorize or to vote a temporary clerk for this evening or until Priya returns, so that the signature, whoever signs it, will be official. You know, as far as bond council goes, that could be the chair that you vote, or it could be any other member of the board who's here this evening.
Would anyone like to be the stand-in clerk?
You have to read a lot.
I'll do it.
All right.
I couldn't see you as someone that did before.
Just go slow.
Yes, I will.
It's a very big
It is a
motion.
long-
All righty. I move to appoint Bob Stemple as temporary clerk for tonight's meeting.
Second.
All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Opposed? Abstained. There we go. All righty, so we are authorizing $1,132,000 in a bond anticipation note, otherwise known as a ban.
Whoa.
First, what?
All this?
That's why Wes said you have a lot to read, yeah.
I appreciate
I thought it was this. Oh.
Bob, you were
Like I said,
just
just go slow.
you were just nominated and voted by the other three people who read
Exactly.
the motion.
I can do it.
I'll do
I
it.
can do it.
I'll do it. It's fine.
Well, why don't we, before we do that, do you want to just walk everybody through what the ban is for, and maybe even what a ban is? It's a bond anticipatory note, so do you want to tell people what that is?
Sure. So this is otherwise known as a short-term bond, and it's money that goes out to the market that we are getting.
I'm really
as,
excited.
No giggling down there.
that people actually bid on, and we will hopefully get the highest interest rate on this. So that now this particular ban is for 3 different articles. It's for 2 previously voted pieces of money, or each $300,000 for road work, and one of them should have gone in much earlier than this, and the third one is for a fire truck that is on order and forthcoming.
Yep, and all of these were approved at town meeting, correct?
That's correct. So
Yep.
one of them, actually, two of them were approved at annual town meeting in 2023, and that's $300,000 for road work and $532,000 for a fire truck, and then another $300,000 in May of 2024.
And if we all remember, the reason we raise it now, for the fire truck, we're not getting it tomorrow, is because we basically need to show that we can pay for it when it shows up, correct?
Correct.
Do we have an estimated delivery date? I know it's like a couple of years from now.
Yeah, it's already in production.
Oh, it's in
The- the
production. Oh,
freight-
I'm thinking of the ambulance. The ambulance is a
Correct.
couple of years out. Okay.
Correct. So once we had this authorized at town meeting, they could start the construction of it, but we have a payment that's coming due.
Any questions for Mike?
Is this the tender, or is that the truck that we're talking about here?
This
Yeah.
is for
That's what it
tender.
means, yeah.
Yeah.
The tender is the truck.
Yeah,
Is it the tender? I didn't know which one. I'm not sure.
It's a big
Yeah.
truck. It's
It's
red. Says
big.
Boxborough on it. No, kidding.
Holds a lot of water.
Holds a lot of water. Yeah.
Holds a lot of water.
Yeah, it's the tender truck.
Yeah.
67?
Tender 65.
Okay.
65.
Or actually, excuse me, I'm sorry, replacement of tender 65, so it's another tender. We don't know the number
Okay.
yet, unless they number it the same.
How do you number the trucks?
They just renumber them.
You just like pick a number?
Oh, no, because it's a long, because when they went back, 6s were for Boxborough, like all, Acton's are all
Oh.
2.
Okay.
And then Stowe had a beginning number, and Littleton had a beginning number. And then it was just which truck came first.
Okay.
That's actually really cool. So for mutual aid,
Right.
they would
Oh, yeah,
know
so
what
you don't say
towns
like,
they're.
oh, 27. You're like, which 27?
Exactly. So that's how it was established way back when the towns were first established mutual aid. All the towns got a first digit different number. Stowe has one, Littleton has a different one, Acton's 20, we're 60.
Who got lucky 7?
I don't think we have 7.
There's no lucky, maybe it's a bad luck
And I
then.
think 6 is as high as we go.
But we're
Well,
lucky
that's right,
to,
6 towns, okay.
lucky to have a firefighter on the board, though.
I know,
Who
thank
knows
you.
this?
That's a great trivia. Somebody should do a Boxford trivia. Boxford trivia night. Okay, all
Somebody
right,
should read the
okay.
motion.
Okay, go ahead. I'm just trying to delay the pain. All right, go ahead. All righty. Any more questions about the band?
Go for it.
I
No
think
further
Boxford
questions.
trivia night would be really fun. Okay, go ahead.
Other than trivia, I, the clerk of the Select Board of the Town of Boxborough, Massachusetts, certify that at a meeting of the board held November 25th, 2024, of which meeting all members of the board were duly notified and at which time a quorum was present, the following votes were unanimously passed, all of which appeared upon the official record of the board in my custody.
Do we need to vote then first?
Yeah, I was like, do we vote it
before
first?
Do we need to move to approve the sale of the general obligation bond?
Yeah, because that's the action.
Yes,
This is the,
and then,
Oh, we might have to make you read it again.
so I
Adam,
guess-
what do you guys do at the school committee? You do more bands than we do?
We haven't done a band in a long time.
Oh, well, you are no use to me then. All righty. That's all right.
We don't have to
Well,
do that.
so I guess I'll move to
I'm gonna
approve
suggest
the
this
sale
is
of-
Yeah, I
the
think
motion?
this is the motion, this whole,
No, so what he literally just read was,
That
I
we
was
voted.
witness and like,
the
So
phone
All right, how
about
were
this?
so
unanimously
I'll
cast.
move to approve the sale of 1,132,000 at 4% general obligation bond, anticipation the notes of the town dated December 5th, 2024, and payable December 4th, 2025, to Fidelity Capital Markets, a division of the National Financial Services LLC at par and accrued interest, if any, plus a premium of $8,693.76. Further, that in connection with the marketing and sale of the notes, the preparation and distribution of a notice of sale and preliminary official statement dated November 13th, 2024, and final official statement dated November 20th, 2024, each in such form as may be approved by the town treasurer, be and hereby ratified, confirmed, voted,
No,
approved, and, or, yeah, so that would be the first motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Oh, I'm sorry, aye. So, and abstain, so 400.
Well,
so I got it.
Okay.
Yeah, thank
so
you.
Just,
So just instead of saying- yeah, so I move that.
I move that.
Well, I gotta finish that here though, don't I?
No. So
No,
this
right-
is-
right at
so
the
you're
bottom.
stating that it's further voted, but you effectively need to make this motion.
I I move to authorize to execute and deliver a significant events disclosed undertaking in compliance with SCC Rule 15C2-12 in such form as may be approved by bond counsel to the town, which undertaking shall be incorporated by reference in the notes for the benefit of the holders of the note from time to time.
Second.
If any further discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstain? Alrighty.
And I move that we authorize direct the town treasurer to establish post-issuance federal tax compliance procedures and continuing disclosure procedures in such forms as the town treasurer and bond counsel deem sufficient, or if such procedures are currently in place, to review and update said procedures in order to monitor and maintain the tax exempt status of the notes and to comply with relative security laws.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstain? All right, 400. Yeah, sorry.
I move that any certificates or documents relating to the notes, collectively the documents, may be executed in several counterparts, each of which shall be regarded as an original and all of which shall constitute one and the same document. Delivery of an executed counterpart of a signature page to a document by electronic email in a PDF file or by other electronic transmission shall be effective as delivery of a manually executed counterpart signature page to such document, and electronic signatures on any of the documents shall be deemed original signatures for the purpose of the documents, and all matters relating thereto having the same legal effect as original signatures.
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstain? Alrighty, we're cooking with gas. Last one.
I'm not sure. I move that each member of the select board, the town clerk, and the town treasurer be and hereby are authorized to take any and all such actions and execute and deliver such certificates, receipts, or other documents as may be determined by them or any of them to be necessary or convenient to carry into effect the provisions of the ongoing votes.
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstain? All right.
Okay.
I don't know that you have to read that. You're signing this.
Yeah, it's signed on the pan.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah. It was just, so I don't think you have to read the rest of it, Mike?
Yeah.
Mike, do you want me to read that or no?
All right. No, you're going to sign, basically, you're going to sign this document now.
Saying that.
That you certify all of this.
Okay.
Okay, off and running for our bond anticipation note. So, all right, so we'll just keep moving, we'll do that
Sure.
before we leave. All right, next, we are looking at possibly rescheduling the special town meeting, just to give the fire station building committee a little bit more time to get their work done and ready to be presented. Mike was at the meeting last week. Did anybody else make the meeting last week?
Nope.
So do you want to catch us up on that meeting and let us, know why we need to move our special town meeting?
Sure, mainly because the
sorry.
engineering for the project is taking time. Up until last week, we still had 3 sites under consideration. 2 sites have been voted to move forward into Phase 2, which is further and more in-depth analysis. And the consultants and the architect can't get that work done and reported on prior to the February 10th town meeting. So I recommended to them, and they agreed to vote and recommend to the board to move the town meeting 4 or 5 weeks later. 4 weeks later puts us right in line with a couple of critical time points getting ready for annual town meetings. That's basically March 10th and 11th. You have a board meeting recommending things on annual town meeting, and then the next night FinCom has a meeting. We didn't want to mess this up. This may be one of the few times, or maybe even the first time, they have 2 open warrants, one for special, one for annual, that aren't occurring on the same night. So we pushed it another week later to, I think it was to March 18th, which is a Tuesday. And
Is anybody else listening to this and thinking, I'm going to be so tired in March? Everybody has to rest up in January.
Or February.
So the Fire Station Building Committee did vote unanimously to recommend to the Select Board a request to move special town meeting 5 weeks later to March 18th. So that, there'll be around 10 or so articles, but the one that's really time critical is the one for the fire station, going out to request the town to vote on funding for design, which is the next step. And so I recommend that you do consider their request to move it 5 weeks later.
Thoughts?
And in doing so, you talk to the school and it's available that night?
Yes, Kelly has booked with the school.
Okay.
Mike, and I know you just touched on it, I just want to ask the question. So moving it to the March 18th date, that doesn't, or what does that do to the schedule, first, let's go building, or even before that, the architectural schemes, and how, does it change it at all? Or
It
no?
doesn't change anything.
Okay,
So we're still on track, we still have funds to keep proceeding forward.
Yep.
In fact, we anticipate having some funding left over from Phase 1 and Phase 2 to carry into that next phase, but it won't be sufficient funding, to go through the fall or for another year of design work. It'll get us through conceptual design, as I mentioned, with a little bit left over.
and at the March 18th meeting, I'm sorry for the interruption.
Sure.
Is the idea that the town will be presented with two different sites, or
No, it'll be one site.
okay,
Right, so between now and then, the Fire Station Building Committee will have come to, right now, they're down to two sites. They're doing engineering, actually today and moving forward on both of those sites.
Okay.
And before we get to town meeting, in fact, before the warrant goes to print, they'll be down to one site.
Got it.
That's the plan. And then they'll be coming before the town to ask for design funding for the architect and for the engineers and consultants and the rest to come up with actually design for the building, which then sometime in the future, like maybe a year later, 6 months later, I don't know the timeframe exactly,
yep.
they would be able to come back with an exact price and bid and construction drawings to actually build the building. And then that next ask would be the full funding, and they'll know what that funding is, because with this next design funding, so this is a design bid build. Before the full
okay.
ask,
Okay.
they'll come back with a bid in hand. This is the price of the building.
Got it.
Because we've already had somebody bid on it. That's part of the work of the architect and the OPM, is to get us to a bid, so the townspeople know exactly what the new building is gonna cost.
And I'm assuming, based upon what you said, with the OPM and the engineer, and the design firm, the board, when they come up with that bid number, that will be a lot of give and takes, or that's not gonna be a pie in the sky number saying this is the max cost, or will this be kind of massaged down to a good number?
Yeah, it's a good question. So when we come to this next special town meeting, as I mentioned, that'll be for design money. That'll be an estimate
Yeah.
of what the cost of the building will be, because we're up to conceptual design. When they come for the next ask, will be the full price, they will have an exact number.
Okay.
So it won't be an estimate, it won't be a plus or minus. This is the cost of the building. This is what's been bid on.
Great, I'm all set, thank you.
Any other questions? All right, then I move to approve to reschedule the special town meeting of February 10th, 2025 to March 18th, 2025.
Second?
Any further discussion, questions, or comments? Seeing no hands, none of us. All right, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstain? 400. On a roll. All right, the next one is mea culpa, and I want to just let everyone know that Wes did remind me that we needed to get Mike's annual performance evaluation done per his contract. Mike and I did talk about it, and there was just so much going on that we both agreed, all right, let's just push it off. So what's our new date, Mike?
I would suggest that you go with the end of January with the target of doing it at the first meeting in January, which I think is January 13th, and then you've got another meeting 2 weeks later. The other thing is, typically, you're going to do your town administrator's evaluation with the full board. I think that's preferable.
Yeah, and when does Priya come home?
She'll
Or
be
come
home.
back,
She'll be
yeah.
back in December.
Okay.
So, you know, I think that would be more practical. I don't know if Rajan has anything
What do you
to
think, Rajan?
add on that.
I think, yeah, with the evaluation, you want to be able to do it with the full board, get everybody's input on it.
Mhm.
And I think it also helps with scoring and review if you
Oh, that,
have
we
three
have
of
all five of us.
You have
Okay.
all five.
All right, so, I mean, my plan is to use the same format that we used last year, because it worked. I did meet with all the department heads and all that, and there was a little bit of discussion about whether I should be meeting with admins or not. I believe we decided we would just be doing department heads, not meeting with every single person. And that if, and that each department head can certainly just, you know, talk to the people who report to them, you know, get their opinion before they meet with me. I'll synthesize it, bring it back to all of us, and then we'll go from there. So I will likely try to do that in December.
Next month,
Mhm. Yeah,
Next week.
with all the Christmas.
next
wrapping.
week, oh my gosh, it is. Well, no, you know what, I hate to say it, it's a great month for me because I won't be busy at work.
Okay.
So, and I assume everybody, you know, department heads will all be working sometime in December, so I'll be able to catch them.
Okay.
But thank you for your consideration, I appreciate it. Okay, so, what did you say? You were looking, the calendar was up. So if I meet with everyone internally in December into the beginning of January, and then I forget what date you said.
I think it was,
January 13th.
Thank you. So, okay. So if we could get that
13,
memorialized, so it doesn't fall off my radar, that would be good. Wes, I depend on you to not let things fall off my radar.
Sounds good.
Thank you. He's got both hands on my back helping me. It's good. All right, so we'll do that. So again, mea culpa, but we just had an awful lot of things going on. All right, next, we're going to close the special town meeting warrant. No, we're not?
Did we move to extend? Did we do that?
Oh, I'm sorry. I move to extend the finalization of the board's town administrator's annual evaluation to as late as the end of January 2025, due to a board member being out of the country for all of November 2024 and part of December.
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, abstained. 400.
on the next agenda item, we had originally planned to close the warrant this evening, and we don't see any reason that you need to extend it. I mean, it's been out there for plenty of time. We have, you know, the warrant articles in that we expected, so I don't think, even though we're gonna go a little later, that you need to extend the opening of the warrant.
I would say the only reason we would need to reopen it is if there was some crazy bill that shows up that we need to pay from last year. That would really be the only other thing.
Yep, we actually already have an article on there for late bills, because we do have.
Oh, so you could add additional things. So the article is
Yep,
there.
so we have
if
the
it-
placeholders
Okay,
there. We're
good.
waiting on the final language. So,
Yep.
you know, departments and committees are still working on the language.
Okay.
And we do have a couple of late bills, a small amount,
Right.
relatively speaking. So there is still time for departments and committees to work on the language and get those into Kelly.
Sure. No, I knew we had a couple of things. I just meant if somebody else came up with something, they would have time to get it on. All right, that's not a big deal. All right, any other discussion? Then I move to close the special town meeting warrant.
Second.
Any further discussion, questions, comments?
Yeah, Mike, just a question. In one of the, I don't know, the calendars I got received earlier, it says that the first warrant presented to the select board, first warrant presented to the finance committee, are those both done, or are we gonna move, what do we have to do? Is that okay?
What's the date? Where are you?
Oh, no,
Mental health
today,
is-
today, 11/25, that's why I asked.
No, we'll adjust those dates.
Okay,
Yeah, I was gonna say,
So I think you may be looking at the top of the calendar.
I'm looking at
Yeah,
this.
look at the bottom half where we've got the adjusted dates. The top was the old dates. So if you get down, so on 12/9,
Where the
Oh.
highlights are.
Yep,
Yep, that'll be the overview of the warrant
sorry,
articles.
yep.
And then first draft will start on December 16th.
You know what I would do next time, just for ease of understanding, is I'd add another column instead of rows. Because, entitle it adjusted dates, because that would avoid me doing the same thing, because you start the top and work
And what
down.
we'll actually do, now that we've approved moving it,
Yeah,
we'll just get rid of the whole top.
Right.
totally
This is
fine.
the old dates, and because if there was discussion about something else, we wanted to have everything on there.
Yep.
But moving forward for tonight, it'll just be really starting from this evening closing, and then the next thing will be draft language due to administration by December 4th.
I think one of the challenges that, you know, and please don't take this in any other way than constructive criticism, is one of the challenges that we all had last year, especially as new select board members, is how information was organized. So I think that we need to be a little more thoughtful about that, so that when we're getting a lot of data and a lot of lines on a page, that we're thoughtful about how it's easiest for people to understand it.
Okay.
Because that's an example of it. If there was another column, it would be a lot easier to understand it versus saying, oh, wait, no, okay, it's not chronological. Oh, wait, it's new.
Okay, understood.
So, thank you. That would be great.
So,
Yeah,
one question. So Mike, we just closed the warrant. How many articles are on that warrant?
Eight?
I printed it, and I meant to bring it up with me. It's around 10.
It's 10.
Ah,
Okay.
10.
Yeah,
Okay.
there are some planning board articles. As I mentioned, there's a late bill article. There's, I think, one water article, a couple others. But I'll send that, tomorrow I'll send out what the placeholders are, so you know exactly, you know, what
Okay.
they are. And then, in about 2 weeks, we'll bring you the overview of what they are. And by that time, we should have some language with them.
Okay, thanks.
All right, awesome. Okay, let's, all right, approval of meeting minutes. Did everyone have a chance to look at the November 13th, 2024 minutes?
Yes.
And? Not a period, a comma, nothing?
Well,
All right, I got a period.
This
but-
week I got
but-
something, go ahead, what do you
No,
got?
I'm gonna, it's only a period, so let it go.
All right, he's gonna let that go. I just wanna say that, that I, in fact, did not motion with regret, for a period to come off, but Bob, he seconded the motion with regret.
Oh, that's nice.
Well, I thought it was nice.
That was nice.
But I.
Well,
so-
yeah, 'cause
Yeah,
it's-
so that's the only change that I would have. But the regret actually belongs in the second, not in the
Aw,
motion.
giving credit where credit is
I
due.
mean, she's a superstar, that's, well, no way.
All right, duly noted. Do you want the minutes to be edited to reflect that?
I don't care. I just, it's okay.
All right. Well, all right, why don't we do that? Let's, I move to approve the minutes of November 13th, 2024 as amended.
Second, I'll second that.
All right, any further discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Opposed? Abstain? Done. All right, we're cooking with gas. Select Board and Town Administrator Office Reports and Updates. So why don't we start with Rajan, and how are things going, Rajan?
It's going well. I think the biggest update, and I sent the board this last week, I spoke with Denise Pigeon over at Neshoba Valley Tech.
Oh, yeah.
And so they're still in consideration of us as a member community. We're just waiting from an official letter from them on next steps of what they'll need from us to continue with the process to be considered for that. Once I get that letter, I'll be sure to forward it to both the Select Board and the Finance Committee, because it'll be some financial information they'll be looking from us for as well. And also, as a part of that, she did notify us that the upcoming school year that Neshoba Tech won't have a waiting list. So if there are any Boxborough students who are interested in applying, this will be a good time to apply, because they will be considering students that are outside their member community. So this will be a good time for any parents or any students that are interested in going to Neshoba Tech as a vocational school.
Adam, since you're here, what's the best way to let students know it's an opportunity? We know that Minutemen recruits very heavily, and I don't know that we can afford them anymore. And I will say, when Mike, I don't know who else got to visit, but Neshoba Tech's a great place. So.
Yeah, I would encourage Neshoba Tech to reach out to the principal at the junior high. I know that Minuteman's already been there and presented, as has the high school. And so there's an opportunity at least to remind the students at the junior high that Neshoba Tech is also an option.
Right, okay.
That's probably the best bet.
My
Okay.
only question on that, Adam, and maybe you can, maybe Mike's better, can Neshoba Tech reach out to the principal of the AB junior high principal before we sign the contract? Or-
This is
This
just
is
to
different.
notify them that there would be lottery positions open, or that there is no waiting list. So,
Okay.
whereas a student from Boxborough who's attending RJ Gray and heard the Minuteman presentation, they were then very quickly told that there's probably not any space for any Boxborough students at Minuteman. Whereas if a student were still interested in a vocational track, Neshoba Tech could be a path for them instead.
Okay, I just didn't want to put the cart before the horse.
Oh, no, it's two different things. What they're saying is they've got room for kids to, I don't want to use the word choice, that's the wrong word. There's a lottery, so there is room for any child, like, well, it's a lottery. There's room for a
Right,
lottery, but
right.
we're not a member town.
Correct.
Right, so it's no cart before the horse, it's actually two separate things.
They're anticipating having open spots for non-member communities for next year.
Got it.
Thank you,
Neshoba
I was
Tech.
like
Got it.
stuttering.
No.
Blah, blah, blah. Yeah,
you
thank
missed
you.
that one. He got
Yeah,
that.
I'm right.
So outside of
That's what
being
I
a member
meant.
community,
That's what I was trying to
any
say.
community member, anybody can
Cool.
apply. Yeah.
Right, got it, thank
And I think there are two critical things that make it important for people who are, students who are considering vocational school to consider Neshoba Tech. One is, when Kristen and Rajan and I went and visited, we saw the huge expansion they're putting onto the school, so they are gaining capacity that they did not have before in many of their programs, including mechanical, plumbing, electrical, robotics, veterinary tech, and many, many others. So that's one. And the second point is that, like when we were looking at going to regional dispatch, we were, kind of had a test run with them for 6 or 7 months before we were members. And I think that was very helpful for us as a community to see how dispatch ran, but it also gave the regional dispatch a chance to look at us and how were we going to be as a member. So I think, given the opportunity where they have vacancy and capacity, I think this is a good opportunity for the town and the school and any students who are interested in vocational education to take a look at Neshoba Tech as one of the places that they might consider going. So I think the timing is really good.
That's great.
And Rajan, I didn't mean to leave you out. That's right, we did all three go. Sorry.
And then, Rajan, or anyone can answer who visited, is the idea, I know in the past, because actually my son went to Minimum, in the past, each school had a little bit different programs. Or is, because you just mentioned some of the programs, is the idea now to have duplicate or identical programs in each one of the vocational schools, whether it be Assabet or whether it be Neshoba or whether it be Minuteman?
With this process is essentially for us to become a member community. So if students in Boxborough are interested in going to a vocational school, their first choice would be Neshoba Tech. So if we're a member community, we don't have to worry about covering the cost of transportation or covering the cost of tuition. We would just pay an assessment each year for that. And then also Boxborough students who have the opportunity to go, they would have they would be considered first because they would be a member community versus being a student in a non-member community who would essentially be chosen after member community students.
Okay.
In addition to that, many of these vocational schools would have some of the same, so
Yeah.
that some of the replicated programs, but then there are also some that have unique ones. And I would suggest to any students thinking about it, they should go to the websites of these schools and look at, like, some of them are very different, but many, like a lot of them have a culinary program. A lot of them have an automotive program.
Right.
But there are some that, I don't know that they all have robotics, and I don't know that they all have veterinary techs. Any students interested in a career track or a vocation should look at all the schools and see how they differ, because they do differ in some ways,
Right.
but some are repetitive.
Okay, great. Thank you, Rajan, that's great.
Any other,
Just a question, do they have any kind of flyers or anything for the school that could be downstairs in the town hall that parents could?
They gave
grab
us a
when they-
packet when we were there, and we could Xerox some of, I mean, there were thick packets, and some of it was geared towards administrators, like the three of us visiting, but I think there was some information in there about their actual programs that we could make copies and leave down in front of the town clerk's office.
Yeah, I think
So
that
that
might be helpful.
Yep, yeah, that's a good idea.
Okay. No, good opportunity, excellent. What else is going on?
I think that's the latest news right now.
Great, thank you. Next.
So I have a couple of things. Tomorrow evening, from 6:30 to 8:30 in this room, Mass DOT will be here to talk about the upcoming bridge replacement. The program will be live. It will also be recorded by BXB-TV and broadcast live, as well as recorded to be played later on, on the website. And there'll also be a Zoom component. The Zoom link is on a number of different agendas that I'll mention, but then we'll also put it out in an easier to find place on the website. So if anyone were to go right now to either tomorrow night's date on the calendar for Select Board, Planning Board, for the Fire Station Committee, and any of the other committees that have posted a possible quorum to that meeting, the Zoom link and all the details are there. But we'll also put that link somewhere a little more prominent on the website and send it out via social media tomorrow so people can see that. It is findable, but it's a little tricky to find it. We put it in probably 6 different locations, but we'll put it somewhere prominent tomorrow. But that'll be information for the construction that is starting very soon and will go on into very early 27, I believe. And one of the main things that people need to know is that, I hope I didn't confuse that with, one of the main things that people need to know is the bridge will remain open throughout all of the construction, but we have 2 lanes going each way now, it'll be 1 lane going each way. And then we'll talk about how we're gonna navigate this construction process and what they'll be doing ahead of and during the construction to make it easier on people who live and work here, as well as the surrounding communities. So I suggest that people should tune in tomorrow night for that meeting.
And what time?
6:30 to 8:30. They'll be right here in the Grange Room. Rajan will be here. Our liaison with Mass DOT will be here to answer questions from the public. And there'll be other briefings coming up in the future.
Great.
I
I'm
want,
probably gonna Zoom in, just so everyone knows. Yeah, I'm not sure.
I'll be here.
You'll be, well, we
Yeah.
posted a quorum, so no matter
Yeah.
what, okay. All right.
so Wendy Trinks from Community Services let me know, and I want to let the community know that the Minutemen made a very generous donation at this time to help residents in need throughout the holidays, and it's something that her department does, and the Minutemen indicated very strong support, and will be coming back at a later point for the board to be able to accept that donation. We haven't
Nice.
received it yet, but but they've made that indication.
That's really
good.
great. Yeah, that's a great thing that the Minuteman did. Mike, is there anything different about that? Should they contact Wendy directly or just go through the normal channels to get
Contact Wendy directly.
okay.
Let's see.
So let me just jump
Yes.
in right there. I mean, it goes both ways. You know, anyone watching this, if you're interested in donating, contact Wendy Trinks. I'm happy, to support our fellow community members. And also, if you know anybody in need, same thing, contact Wendy and let us know, because we do want to take care of our people. And their pets and whatever.
The next forum or listening session for the Fire Station Building Committee will be on December 10th. There will be 2 sessions, and they'll both be hybrid. One is at 10 a.m. here in the Grange Room, and the other one is 7 p.m., the same date, December 4th. And that's a continuation of the listening sessions that have been going on throughout the community here, as well as over at the library. These ones are here at the Grange Hall. They will be hybrid, so there will be a Zoom component. More to come on that. And let's see. There is an employee holiday luncheon coming up, and it will be midday on December 19th. And that's for all employees in town. And then in the spring, we'll again do the luncheon for all volunteers in the community, and that'll probably be in April. So holiday luncheon for employees, December 19th.
What can we do to help?
Kristen's cooking.
I love to cook. I'll cook.
I'll let you know.
Okay, I'm a good cook.
Yeah.
If I say so myself. I like my cooking.
Okay, And one other thing, if you remember going back to annual town meeting in May of 2023, the town voted to accept the provisions of the green communities. Part of that was that there would be a small increase on the electric bills that would go back to the, let me see if I can get the terminology here, to the Green Community Renewable Energy Trust, which is managed by the state. And it is, let's see, 5/1000ths of a, actually it's 0.0005 per kilowatt. But anyways, I
I'm gonna
mentioned.
feel that. That is gonna hurt.
Yeah. So it's a small amount, but it is something that was in the agreement, the town meeting agreed to, and then the select board signed that contract with Littleton Electric, the town, and the Mass Renewable Energy Trust. So I mention that now because I just signed the letter with Littleton Electric saying that, yes, we did sign that, so that they can send my letter out, and I can be the one that people blame when their power
Well, like I said,
goes
I
up.
don't, there you go. It's all your fault, Mike.
That's a
Right.
mistake, that's a mistake.
Yeah.
When will that happen?
That'll be with the very next bill.
And in all seriousness, you're not gonna see it in your individual bill, but all of that little thousandths of
Right.
percents will add up to something significant.
Right.
Yeah, great.
And that's all I have for this evening.
Excellent. I only have one thing, and it's kind of an old thing. I'd like to get it on a future agenda. I've had a couple of different people come up to me and say that we really need to regroup the Boxborough Leadership Group, the Boxborough Leadership Forum. Forum, we're not a group, we're a forum. So I did want to just put that in everybody's heads. I know that some people don't love the idea, but I think having a place that we can all communicate is really important. So I would like to get that on our next agenda. Like I said, it's been brought to me by all of the major boards. A representative from every major board has basically said the select board needs to do this.
Okay, we'll get that on the next agenda.
All right, that's all I've got.
Well, that reminds me,
Ah.
one of the things we discussed before that I said I'd like to get on our agenda is transfer station and developing some kind of a working group or something to manage our, all the trash and the costs better than what we currently have.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure anything's happened since then, Mike. Maybe there's been a lot of things, but
We were waiting for Priya to come back, because she was part of that conversation, along
Okay.
with Kate Davies, myself, and Ed Kukla at DPW. Would it be okay if we brought that back on an
sure,
agenda
no,
item
that's great.
after we get
Yeah,
Priya?
I just
'Cause she's been
didn't know
plugged
what the
into
next
that.
step was. So once Priya comes
Yeah.
back, you guys will meet and then come to us and talk to, that's,
Yeah, no, that's fine. And I did have a conversation with Ed after the meeting that we had, and I think he absolutely has to be part of the conversation. You
Oh,
know, and he could just zoom in or whatnot, but he and I definitely had opinions, so.
okay. All right, so I would also mention that I had I joined an HRA meeting with Brook Village
how was that?
last week. It was great.
Nice.
You know, so there were like 6 people on the call, and we discussed any number of things, and I sent them some more information about what's going on, so I'll be reaching out to another HOA
Association.
soon. We had a walkthrough at the museum the other day with John Fallon and Alan Rohr, Mike, and myself, and Fran and Ed, to kind of look at all of the things so that we can get it on the capital plan, to make sure that some of these things are getting addressed. So that was terrific, and
Nice.
thanks for that, Mike. The Steel Farm, I mentioned we were kind of getting close to that phase 3, but actually the discussion changed. It was gonna be, we're gonna do the exterior and then the windows, but John seemed to feel that it was better to do the windows first before doing the exterior, so you're
That
still
probably
gonna
makes
see.
sense, yeah.
Well, because
Keep
I
the
thought,
water
okay,
out,
you
keep
can
the
do the
rain
windows
out,
without
yeah.
impacting the other stuff, but
Right,
it's better to do it this way, so
Okay.
you're gonna still see the peeling paint until probably, late winter, early spring. But it's in process,
what it
and
is.
right now we're working on the windows and getting those, the specs done. And the Water Resources Committee will be meeting again to sort of talk about our Phase 2 activities that we want as far as what the planning goes, and we'll be getting back to Mike about that. We have a meeting scheduled for the 3rd, and once we have that, we'll get back to Mike on that. And that is all I have
That
for
is
the
a
moment.
lot. So I have a question. Steel Farm Committee, when all of this work is done, are you guys gonna have a big party to celebrate?
Well, we had a party.
We'll have another party
Well, oh,
when
no,
it's all the work
well,
is done.
I think they should, because there's gonna be,
Yeah.
I mean, because really, the ice house didn't get its paint coat, it just got the primer coat. So-
Right.
So that needs to be done, the house needs to be done, but by summertime, it should be, it should look mint, you know? I mean, it should be looking really good, so.
Okay. Well, maybe we have a
and-
bonfire and something then.
And we've
celebrate.
got a farmer will hay the fields,
Mm-hmm.
and so we've been talking to him about, and I don't know if you've seen it recently, but it's the nicest haircut it's ever gotten. You know, I mean, the place looks great. It looks,
You know, I think I take it for granted. I drive by it and I just take that for granted.
yeah, no, you gotta look, you have to stop and look because it, and I think, the DPW also brush hogged the side, and yeah, it's looking great, so.
Bob, do you think any of that was done to prevent forest fires? I sound like Smokey the Bear. Like, was any of that part of that just the brush hog and all that, just to make sure we didn't have an issue over there?
Well, the brush hog is just keep control over it, and that's
Yeah.
part of it. There was a document that was written by, I think it was the Audubon Society, back in 2005, there was kind of a report
Mm-hmm.
about what should be done to manage those, that property, as well as other properties in the town, and that's in there, and I think it's in a lot of other places, that
Sure.
every couple of years, it needs to be brush hogged to just kind of keep it down, so it just doesn't go completely wild.
Right, okay. No, I figured it was all tied together.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. A lot going on. Bob, you're up. What's up?
Oh, my goodness, I've got a whole bunch.
All right.
For-
You guys did all of this in a week and a half, or did you just forget to report in last week?
No, this was last week.
We're busy.
I'm a slacker. Okay.
I met with the personnel board about going forward, and Dave will listen to this. It is with regrets that Lee Slade will be leaving. His last meeting at the personnel board will be January 14th. He's moving to be closer to his family. He has been a huge help. I think Mike and Rajan will attest to that as far as what Lee has done with the personnel board. And his last meeting will be with the personnel board on January 14th. And Alan McLean, I'm sure, I hope I'm pronouncing that last name right. Alan McLean has accepted the chair position, so Alan will take over at the next meeting, or the meeting on on January 14th, as the chair of the personnel board. So I want to thank Lee and the personnel board as well for all the work that they've done with Rajan and Mike to get everything back in snuff and working on a continuing basis to get the personnel's people and employees of the town recognized and treated as they should be. The other thing with the personnel board is Barbara Burt is the latest new member of the personnel board, and they welcomed her to the meetings at the last meeting as well. So
That's great.
That's great. We thank Barbara for stepping up. The next one is I was privileged to attend an event down at the Acton-Boxborough at the Acton-Boxborough Middle School System. It's actually called the Boardwalk Campus. I didn't realize that was the name of it down there.
That's
So,
the elementary.
So that's Gates and Douglas.
yeah, okay, I'm sorry, Gayton Douglas, sorry. Exactly. And I went there for an event which was the Eagle Scout Court of Honor. And I went there to represent, I guess I'll use the word, represent the town of Boxborough for Charlotte, and I'm going to get to her name, Charlotte Duhamel. Charlotte has gone through all the merit badges, and she has reached the pinnacle of the scouting group as far as attaining the Eagle Scout designation. So the town, I presented her with an acknowledgement of her accomplishment in attaining the rank of Eagle Scout. So Charlotte, again, congratulations.
Yeah.
And you did the town well, so we appreciate that. So I was happy to present her with that accomplishment and that certificate. So that was great. The other place I went to was just last Friday, and hopefully the camera can zoom in on this one, and just for a second. This was last Friday. Mike, you were talking about
There
this
you
a
We're
little bit.
zooming.
And they, the EEC, I forget what it stands for now, but Energy and Economy, Energy Environment Committee, that's what it was. Were there, they put it on an event out in the Devon's community for all the towns, and there were, let me get this right. There were 4 new towns that became green community, and there were 5 towns that reached their first pinnacle of saving energy through sustainability. And the reason I was there was to be the sidekick, I guess I'll call it, to Francie Noli, who has been the charger on this. She has driven this from the get-go to make us a green community. She has worked hard, diligently, and it seems like for many years. Westwell, I know, will attribute to all the work that she's done as far as getting us, and with Francine and with Littleton, to allow Boxborough to become a green community. So we were awarded a certificate. I will give this to Mike so we can put it up in town, because it is a very big thing for the town to become a green community. And it basically just says, the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, be it hereby known to all that the town of Boxborough, having met the criteria established pursuant to the Massachusetts General Law, Chapter 25, Section 10, is officially designated as a green community by the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, the Executive Office of, here it is, Energy and Environmental Affairs, and the Department of Energy Resources. And so between Francine and the planning office with Alec and Mary down there, and all the people down in the planning office, they did a great job. It took a lot of work, a lot of paperwork, and I was very proud to be there with Francine and accept the plaque that acknowledges Boxborough and doing the right thing by becoming a green community. So it was great.
Well, thank you for representing us.
That's it.
All right, that's a lot.
Yes.
My update is I have a motion to adjourn.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you for coming tonight, everybody. All right, it's before 8.